Top 10 Best Cities in USA, United States of America. With more than 35,000 cities from coast to coast, north to south, including up in Alaska and out in Hawaii, of course, it's quite a job to choose the best cities to visit in the USA. Our list is made up of American cities whose cultural significance, architectural identity, culinary offerings, diversity, attractions, outdoor public spaces, green areas, entertainment and sports options come together to create a unique destination that folks from across the globe should consider flocking to. 1. New York City. Needless to say, there is no place like New York City. An incredible melting pot of cultures, neighborhoods, languages and personal styles, a stroll down any street in Manhattan is always a fascinating experience. Classic old buildings exist shoulder to shoulder with new ultra-modern ones like Hudson Yards, constantly morphing the city's identity into exciting new molds. When in town, indulge in more than one Broadway show, visit all the museums, stroll around Central Park, eat the best bagels in NYC and drool-worthy haute cuisine you can manage, drink at a speakeasy, catch a Yankee game or a US Open match and start wondering why you haven't moved here yet. 2. New Orleans. After 300 years of existence, New Orleans is in the midst of a renaissance, except for the streets, which are the bumpiest you've ever encountered in a major metropolis. They love to dress up and party here, so put on a wig and mask, hit the French Quarter and the Marigny for fabulous food at the best New Orleans restaurants, grab a to-go cup filled with craft cocktails from one of the city's best bars, and indulge in the live music for which New Orleans is famous. Then dig deeper by visiting the Bywater neighborhood, home to an intoxicating mix of art and funk with incredible murals on every block, and stop at Bacchanal Wine for a munch, a sip and a song or two. One thing to remember while here, always look around at the architecture that makes up this one-in-a-million, music-loving city. Festival fun coming up this year include Essence and Voodoo for music lovers and the annual NOLA Film Festival for movie buffs. 3. Los Angeles. Sun, sand and movies in which the city is often the star make Los Angeles a place the world wants to see in real life. Start at the Hotel Irwin's rooftop in Venice for an expansive view of the whole city, then explore everything from ocean to mountains. Expect its famous traffic to slow you down when you head to Malibu for a surfing session, stop by the Getty Museum, step in the Stars footprints at TCL Chinese Theater in Hollywood, blow your shopping budget on Rodeo Drive and head south to Anaheim to pilot the Millennium Falcon at Disneyland's hot new Star Wars, Galaxy's Edge universe. 4. Washington, D.C. One of America's most beautiful cities, stately Washington, D.C. just keeps getting better. The National Mall is truly majestic, with the Capitol building glowing at one end, the Lincoln Memorial at the other and the various Smithsonian museums lining each side. See them all, seriously, take a look at our list of the best museums in DC for a start, but plan to spend extra time at the National African American Museum of History and Culture, and make sure to bring some tissues along for the ride. 5. Las Vegas. Vegas. The place that every foreigner cannot wait to visit when seeing America. More light bulbs in one place than anywhere, more ways to gamble than your wallet can bear. The glitter, glitz, jangling slot machines and flashing lights are the city's signature, but Vegas is more than just casinos rising out of the desert. Go in December for the National Rodeo Finals, and suddenly it's a cowboy town. Head off the famed Strip to downtown's fascinating mob museum and find out who built this decadent mecca in the first place. Eat at a world-class chef's world-renowned restaurant, Joel Robuchon. Anyone, drive supercars at 200 miles per hour with exotics racing and zip out to Red Rock Canyon for a mind-bending desert experience. Whatever you want, Vegas always has it. 6. Miami. Things constantly sizzle in Miami, where Latin beats and eats swirl in an Art Deco dream. South Beach is the spot for sunning all day on the white sand and clubbing all night. For a really hot time, stop in at the World Erotic Art Museum, WEAM, and don't forget to visit our very own Time Out Market Miami too. For true art lovers, Art Basel Miami arrives every December. Expect a swirl of creative installations, parties and intellectualism. And 2020 goes off with a bang as Super Bowl 54 descends in February. 7. Chicago. Frank Lloyd Wright Buildings, Deep Dish Pizza and the Cubbies, just 3 of the wonderful things that put Chicago on the world's radar. It's a big city with a friendly vibe that's got a whole street devoted to drinking and dancing. Hit Rush Street if you're ready to party until 4 a.m., but save some strength for the summer festivals this city loves to put on, from Taste of Chicago and Pitchfork Music Fest in July to the big daddy of them all, Lollapalooza in August. This oh-so-cold city hunkers down in the winter, unless the Bears are playing football, in which case shirtless guys will brave sub-zero temps to cheer on their boys at Soldier Field. 8. Milwaukee. You probably didn't know that Milwaukee holds the world's largest music festival every year. Summerfest happens for 11 days around July 4th, and this pretty city by Lake Michigan goes more than a little crazy. With 11 stages, over 800 bands and close to 1 million fans rolling through, they're taking advantage of the warm weather in a big way. During the rest of the year, think cheese curds, beer breweries, cornhole tournaments and Packers fanatics, juxtaposed with a gorgeous art museum and the annual Sculpture Milwaukee Outdoor Showcase all over town, June to October. It's a vibrant, friendly city that Harley-Davidson calls home. Don't miss their massive museum here. 9. Boston. History and modernity are joined at the hip in Boston, one of America's first big cities and still one of its best. It's the place where federal architecture harkens back to the 1600s, juxtaposed with ultra-modern buildings by Frank Gehry, Walter Gropius and I.M. Pei. Speaking of architecture, be sure to see the Back Bay row houses, usual Instagram fodder that is actually eye-catching and a must-see. To keep in mind, Boston bands together in love for its sports teams and its seafood, from chowder to lobster rolls, a devotion celebrated each summer at the Boston Seafood Festival in August. Basically, a big ol' New England clambarque. 10. Nashville. Honky-tonks and museums might not seem to go together, but their marriage in Nashville is a strong one indeed. For some drinking and dancing, head straight for Broadway, where Legends Corner, Nudies and Tootsies have been serving up country, blues and whiskey forever. You can start early, 10 a.m., and go late into the night, 3 a.m., in Music City, if you've got the fortitude, of course. Day drinking not your idea of vacation fun? Start with the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum and move on to the museums devoted to Patsy Cline, Johnny Cash, and George Jones, all are right downtown and terrific. See historic RCA Studio B, where Elvis made countless records, and drive out to the Bluebird Cafe and the Grand Ole Opry. Don't forget that this is a party town, so feel free to visit with a group, rent a barcycle, which is exactly what it sounds like, and roam among the best Nashville bars, singing as you go. If you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe and press the bell icon.